Hi there, happy crocheters. I have a project coming up, and the pattern calls for single crochet, and I wanted to know what my options were as far as stitches. I was thinking maybe I could do a half double crochet instead. So I did some swatches up, and here's what I came up with. All of these are made with the same yarn, the same hook, and they're all 10 stitches per row and 10 rows. Okay, so this is my single crochet. Okay, and this is what the pattern calls for. And this is the extended single crochet. I thought it was maybe just a tad taller. I didn't know it was this much taller than the single crochet, but apparently it's too tall of a stitch to use in place of single crochet in my pattern or in the pattern that I want to use. And here is my half double crochet, also very tall. And here is a comparison right here. The width I'm fine with, but the tallness, that's way too tall. And what surprised me most is the half double crochets are not wider. They're much taller than the single crochets, of course, and they're taller than the extended single crochet, but they're narrower than the extended single crochet, and they're a little bit wider than the single crochet. But anyway, I really thought they would be wider than this, but they're not. They're just much taller. So anyway, I was like, okay, I have to use a single crochet for this pattern. I can't use these, so I did away with this. Let me set that aside. And then I realized I've been doing my single crochets differently. I've been doing, I think they're called alternative single crochets. It's the over under method instead of the basic single crochet, which is under, and I'll show you in just a minute what I mean. Okay, so to make sure I was doing that over under, I did another swatch, and it looks just the same, so that's what I have been doing. I confirmed. Okay, so there's that, and this is the basic regular single crochet, the under method. Okay, and let's see, let me make sure I have it written down. Okay, here is my regular single crochet. Okay, this is with a bigger hook. Okay, now you can see the difference. See the difference? Okay, so we have the over under of the single crochet, and then the basic way, which is put the hook under the yarn both times. And that is very nice too. So I couldn't decide because this one is so nice and neat looking, and that's what gets me with this stitch. But it is shorter, it's more compact, it's flatter, it's not as soft, and this would make for a really good basket or container. This is much softer. Okay, and you can actually see the texture on it, and it just feels better, and even with the same hook it's a little flowier, and this is some really stiff yarn right here that I'm using. And so I did it in a larger hook with the over under method, and it's still stiff feeling and it's not as soft, but this definitely has its uses. I can see cross stitch being worked on the over under method. Okay, and with these I used larger hooks. I used a 5/75 millimeter on this one and a 6.5 millimeter on this one, and this is 5.5. Okay, and these are all basic single crochets, and I just wanted to see which one I liked the best, and I do like the 6.5. It's of course flowier, it's softer. I like the 5/75 also, which is easier for me to hold. The smaller the hook, the easier it is for me to hold. But I wanted to show you real quick what I meant by the alternative. And this is it right here. This is 3 rows of it so far. And all it is when you go into the stitch to make your single crochet, instead of going under with the alternative, you just put your hook, let me get it in view, you put your hook over the yarn the first time that you're pulling it through. Pull it up and then under. Okay, so that's how you do the alternative or over under method. Okay, over, pull through, under, pull through. Okay, over, under, over, and under. And if you do, you know, if you want to experiment some, but if you do over and then over, you're going to have a really tight stitch. It's going to be really, really tight. But those definitely have their uses. But let me show you how, of course you already know how to do the regular basic single crochet, which I'm going to be using for my pattern. That's the one I decided on because it is the nicest. And of course you just go under, pull up the yarn, and then under and pull through both loops on your hook. So you just go under, and that's probably how most crocheters do it. I just got used to doing it the other way. I don't know why. I was thinking it would make a more open stitch, a softer stitch, a little bit taller, just a smidgen taller stitch. And after comparing them, I realized I was completely wrong. So I have to get used to doing it under now. And it just makes a nicer fabric. And the basic single crochet wins for my project. And the other stitches are way too tall. And they are not going to work for my Afghan, which needs to be drapey, soft to the touch. This is not soft to the touch. It just isn't the nature of the stitch. And that's the over under single crochet. And the regular way under is very soft, even with this stiffer yarn. It's more fluid, more drapey. Anyway, I like it, and that is my comparison of these basic stitches, and especially the alternative single crochet to the basic single crochet, which the basic wins out. And thank you for watching, and happy crocheting.